let me call these people. So I call the people, say,
Well,
hey,
where was you at? Like in the country or some
I
shit?
was in a country town, like down by Shawnee. And I was like, okay, let me go this. Let me call these people. Hey, I'm running early. I know I'm 2 hours early, but I'm instead of passing you and coming back around, I'm gonna come here. Sure. We go here. When we go here, when we go in the house, the son and his girlfriend is arguing. I'm talking about loud as you can hear. The mama is in the other room while they in here arguing. So me and the dude do our delivery. We go in here and start doing delivery. And while they argue, we can hear them arguing while we doing our delivery. And then we hear a silence. And then we hear, he can't breathe. So I'm like, who the fuck? So me and the dude still like, okay, we still fixing it. So dude came up in there and said, do you know CPR? My dad is not
Close that.
breathing.
I can't. That's just irritating.
My
Yeah.
dad stopped breathing. And I was like, I didn't see nobody else. So we looked at each other and was like, no, we don't know. We don't know CPR. So you could hear them in there kind of going some commotion. And then they came back in there and was like, y'all sure y'all don't know CPR? And dude was like, I don't know. We pump it. So I said, okay. I went in there. And it's they dad who was laying on the floor. Like, wasn't breathing at all, Marcus. So I said, okay, I said, I'm going to pump. The son, I told the son, I'm going to pump, you breathe. Because that's your dad, you breathe in his mouth. So,
shit. Ain't nobody, but I feel you though. Okay,
so,
okay.
man, I started pumping, boom. I kind of see the shit on TV, started pumping, boom, boom, boom. Breathe, boom, 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 breathe, boom, 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 breathe, boom, 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 breathe. He just after that fourth time, he's like, if you know what I do, he started to panic, and so I was like, hey, calm down. So we both won't panic. I pumped again. He breathed. I pumped again. He breathed. Pump. That motherfucker started came back alive.
You brought him back alive.
And right after we did that, that's when the fire truck and ambulance showed up.
Oh, that it took a long time. How long did that take in between?
Probably about 10, 15 minutes.
So hold on. You
So
saying that the
after
man wasn't
probably,
breathing for how long?
About he probably was out about 5. Before we went in there, it probably had to be about 5 or more minutes longer. Because they came in there twice and asked us if we knew CPR. And we was like, no, we kinda looked at each other like, no. And we brought this man back to life. But the reason I brought that up because I was supposed to be at that house for another 2-3 hours.
Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying?
If you hadn't have been there. Oh, that's why we turned on the light. Notice when we turn on the light, I just happen to think about it. See, I'm like that. I think about stuff.
So that's why I say, how you know we don't have angels on earth?
That's amazing.
Angels on earth. I wasn't supposed to go there for another 2 or 3 hours, and I changed my route because I thought about it. Like, hey, let me go there. So what told me to go here? And all of this happened, and ended up saving somebody's life. All the rest of the day, I was like this. I was shaky for the rest of the day. I don't know why, but I was just like nervous, shaky the rest of the day. A week later, they called back up the store, said something, and they called me and gave me like $150 worth of. They gave me a card. The daughter came from the military, and they gave me like $150 worth of some gift cards, and then they gave me a card. Talking about, man, you family anytime.
Yeah, man.
I'm like,
so imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Y'all, I'm finna tell you. I don't know if he knew I was recording him or not. I don't know. But I'm gonna say that that's Razor Reddy's haircuts and conversation. Real.
Yeah, man. So that lets you know, do we know this could be hell? Angels on earth could be just the ordinary people who do shit what I did. I wasn't expecting to do that either. I wasn't expecting to save nobody's life that day. You know what I mean?
And you did that.
To be 3 hours, to be supposed to be there in 3 hours. I'm supposed to be there 3 hours later. And something told me to turn
Just
here.
go now.
Go now.
And you think that would be considered
Angels
guardian
on earth.
angels?
Angels on earth.
On
When I
earth.
say we got angels on earth, we already probably in hell. Got angels. I ain't saying I'm an angel. Hell, I done did some fucked up shit in my life. I mean, I ain't did no fucked up shit.
But
I did fucked up shit like that. But as far wise as, you know, we grew up on the east side. I ain't fucked over nobody like that, but the point of
the survival part of it.
Yeah.
It's just what it is in order to live
Yeah.
on the east side.
And in life.
And they don't tell them what you have to do in order to.
You know, we grew up in a time where gang violence was heavy when we was growing up.
It started in our time.
Yeah, it started in our time. When Colors came out,
It was on. Like Donkey Kong.
Hey, when the movie comes the next day, that's when you seen everything change.
It seemed like everybody knew
changed.
from that when they left the movie, we was gonna be Bloods or we was gonna be Crips.
Yep. Because the next day when you went to school, you seen who was who.
And you knew it.
Yep.
And it's been that way.
Yep.
And you know, I believe like on the east side, a lot of us, we too close to be enemies. Like, come on, how could my neighbor, let's use my neighborhood, be enemies with Miramar, the gang across the street? That's right across avenue.
Mm-hmm.
That's right across the street. And that's a whole nother, that's two different entities.
Yeah.
That amazes me.
And it's crazy, man, how just, it shouldn't even be like that on the east side, because you know what? It's a lot of old cats that grew up on the east side is still on the east side. They moved back to the east side. You'll be surprised. All the old school guys from 88, 85 and up that moved back to the east side. The old class and the northwest class and people, the northeast people, everybody that moved back, they like, why? Don't let these people take this from us. No, they already took big.
It was a wonderful life. You gotta admit that too. On the flip side of it is,
Oh,
boy,
yeah.
you know the east side is a motherfucking east, boy.
I would never change
The rest of the
my
world
youth.
don't even know nothing about this
I wouldn't
either.
even
That's
change
amazing.
my
Well, I ain't
youth.
gonna say they don't know, but if you've ever been to Oklahoma City, you would understand what we're saying. You know, we east side children, and man, I'm telling you, our childhood was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was cool. It was. We made a lot of money. We was gangster. But gangster is not something that I would consider. I would say we was real
We was
educated.
hustlers.
Yeah, we was educated. And
We grew up hustling, growing up.
yes,
Our generation grew up on knowing how to make money.
how to make money. That was it. We
We
wasn't
got
real
taught
hot
how
to
make
killing.
money.
Killing we in our generation wasn't fun no killing. We'd fight your ass, and we'd fighting
your
everybody
ass,
to get your
yeah.
ass up going back home.
Oh yeah, we gonna fight. We
But
gonna fight
after
your
that,
ass.
but after us, they turned into the guns, and we already know the story, and so forth and so on. And so,
Mhm.
however, today a guy said to this younger guy today, it was crazy too. I was like, man, the old man was just like, well, would you do that to them, to the people? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You do that to them? And the young boy said, I had no reason to do it to them.
You got more reason to do it to them than what you do it now.
Which is what the old man boy went in on the young boy. When the young boy said that, oh my Lord.
Yeah. Why you think the black race is in the position they in now and being held back? Is because of that. We was prospering more, but since it was legal to beat a nigga's ass back then, for real, it was legal to go and take your shit. If the feds was to investigate from 1860 to now, of all the land deeds that was exchanged on some bullshit, I guarantee they'll find a whole lot of black people got killed for their land, and deeds changed.
Huh.
Think about it. Think about how many people had black people had hundreds of acres, and you got this white gang came in and killed you. And for some reason, it got changed to their name, and nobody investigated this shit.
Huh.
Back
Do you-
then,
do
who
you
gonna
think-
investigate a black sharecropper getting killed?
Do you think that those records would still exist if a
Yeah.
person dig long enough or
Yeah.
further enough backward?
Yep. Further enough backwards to who originally owned the land until who originally owned it to who got it now. I guarantee you will find a lot of black people owned a lot of land, and for some reason,
Lost
man
it.
got it, lost it,
Mhm.
and that family's deceased,
Mhm.
or the grandparents was deceased. Like that instance in
Well,
California.
nowadays I think a good example of that would be like right now, like if you have land and say you miss 3 years worth of taxes on it, they could legally take it away from you.
Yeah, that's
Of course, that's in Oakland. I'm saying I don't know how it is in other places.
It's kind of like that everywhere, but it's the point of they have to send something out. If somebody's name on that deed, they're supposed to send something out. Like, say, like you got a lost title on the car. How they used to make you put an ad in the paper to see if anybody is gonna say something about this lost car.
Uh-huh.
That's how it should be with a deed. They should put it an ad.
Well, that's the way it is. In order for, I think it's called
They don't do that. Well, they do that now
what
with
you're
this
doing
taxes,
is
when
abate some type of something. I forgot the name of it, but probate. I think you got to do like a probate or
Well,
something like that.
probate
Or
is different. It's like
not a
when-
probate, but you got
when
it's
there
something
ain't
that
no
they
will
call
or
it.
something.
It's something they call. But anyway, you can publicize the fact that
Yeah.
the deed is like if it's more names than just one on there, but your people is the one that been paying the taxes forever.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
So just
Being that they
imagine-
don't even probably won't even know nothing about that land.
Yeah, some people don't know because
So you publicize it, and then when it's publicized, if don't nobody speak up on it,
Because I found some.
then
land
it's all
in
yours, and you
Texas.
can do what you want to do with it. It gives you the right to do exactly what you want to do on your own
Yeah.
land without nobody else's name on it, and you continue to pay the taxes. You've been the one, your family was the one paying the taxes on it.
Yeah. Because I found some land in Texas. I don't know what happened to it, but it was with my grandma and my pops in Fort Worth. But I still don't know how to go about doing it. Well, next time I go to Texas, I'm supposed to go to this town and find out what went down with this land. Who got it now? Somebody's got it now.
Mhm.
But I know it wasn't so.
Do you think land is really as precious
Yeah,
as it used to be?
it still is. Because that's your main asset. You can't wreck land. Only way you can destroy land if it's a oil spill or something like that fucks the land up. But land is one asset that you can't really tear up. Think about it. A car, crash that motherfucker.
It don't depreciate.
It depreciates.
Yeah.
Land is there.
It
You
don't
can't
depreciate.
move that shit with you. It's gonna be there forever. It's gonna be
Right.
in the same spot.
Not to
forever.
mention you got a lot of minerals and mineral rights
Yeah, but
and you know
a lot
so
of
forth and so
people-
on.
A lot of people don't ask for that shit because a lot of people don't know about that shit. Mineral rights. So you can still own land, but don't own the mineral rights. So if you own the land and your kids back there digging something and find a big ass dinosaur head, whoever owns the mineral rights is gonna get that money, not you.
Right.
Even though you own that fucking land, the mineral rights person is gonna get the $1 million payout.
Motherfucker gonna have to give me something. Shit, you ain't finna come
I said, if I-
take it off of my. You ain't finna just come
Crazy.
take some shit off of my land. You gotta give me
Yeah,
something.
That's what I was saying.
They
too.
man, you tripping, but you right though. I mean, but in all actuality, by law, the mineral
Only
rights
way-
are something different than
Only
owning.
way a mineral can't be nobody else's if it's a meteor. Because
Uh-oh.
it's not of Earth.
Now you're dealing with NASA.
No, you ain't dealing with nobody.
Who?
You dealing with that's yours. Because if you own the land and not the mineral rights, the mineral is coming up out the ground. A meteor is coming from the sky.
Oh,
So if a meteor hit your land,
hold on.
listen, if a meteor hit your land,
Uh-huh.
that's yours.
Wow.
And the meteor is going to be worth more than what's in the ground.
That's deep.
Think about it. Because the mineral comes from the earth.
Not to mention,
Even though minerals is in a meteor, the meteor is not part of Earth. So since it's not part of Earth, whoever got mineral rights shouldn't have rights to that meteor because it wasn't of Earth. You see what I'm saying?
I see.
But some people ain't thinking. I think, I'll think about their.
You know what? I imagine that would spin off so many different kinds of ways because then you would have scientists come and they would want a chip of it and
you
study
can take it. And they gonna pay you.
No, I'm
for
just
it.
saying though. I'm just saying you have a different
for
types of different kinds of
Yeah.
different avenues and revenues of
And it depends on what's in
making
that
money.
meteor. It depends on what that meteor consists of too. So you can get a meteor this size, and that motherfucker.
That's
be worth
revenue.
About $1 million.
That's exactly different types of different styles of revenues. I mean, when you think of that, you would have just imagine if it was big enough to where you could do a total scientific, historical, spiritual.
Yeah, it could be that big, and you can do all that with it.
All of those would be contracts inside of that one rock, and you just
Yep.
chipping off. This is one for them. This is one for you. This is one for you and your company.
I'll be like, hey, give me $5 million, basketball size meteor. Give me at least $5 million for this motherfucker, because that's what they gonna pay for.
You would do that $5 million
or more. It depends on what it consists of, though. You can get a meteor that's all gold, platinum, whatever mineral that consists of.
I think that I would, if it was
I
really
probably would
significant.
bust
Well,
in half and
hold on.
for the future, for the future.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's really, really, really significant, it all depends on how cold it is.
No, anything. That
What I'm saying is,
anything that comes from out the sky and lands on Earth is worth money.
I would try to make it last forever. I would try to keep an income. I would try to keep a residual income forever from this media. I would rent it or something. Or I would lease it to NASA or somebody. I would continue to own it for sure. But I'm sure that it would be a way in which we could work. It's just the same as property, in which we can make it,
Because
create and
sometimes
develop,
if you find
produce
one
money.
piece, it's gonna be probably a couple more fragments around it.
Probably would be.
Most likely.
We had to get out there and get the rest of that too.
That's why Master P is successful, because he know how to make different money from different places.
Mr. Master P.
I'm just saying,
Master P, we love Master P was one of the only ones that said Oklahoma in his. He said Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He said New York first, and then Oklahoma.
And the crazy part, Birdman and his brother from Cash Money, they leasing some oil rigs in Oklahoma, right?
Y'all hear that?
I mean, I'm just saying, they leasing land to drill for oil in Oklahoma. Birdman and his brother Brian, and they've been doing that since about 05, 06. When they a couple years after they started Cash Money, when they was really making their money, they started leasing these oil things in Oklahoma. I know it's not just Oklahoma, but I know Oklahoma was one of the states that they was doing it in.
You know what I think was.
That's why he made. That's why.
Let me tell you what I think. Let's switch the conversation. Not really switch it, but let's talk about demographics. What I'm thinking is Oklahoma's going to become a very successful place, because I really feel like with the glaciers and the poles melting like they are, like they really, really melting now, partner.
Yeah.
Like these motherfuckers is like melting, bruh.
Yeah,
and I think that over a course of like say 2-3 years, the sea would swell, and we would have more typhoons and hurricanes and things of this nature. And I really believe people are going to start moving inward, which is the reason why Oklahoma City is trying to become the young Vegas of the Midwest. Like all of the weed laws, you can smoke dope here. You know what I'm saying? You can all of the gambling. You got
You know,
we ought to like a little Las Vegas around this
We got
motherfucker.
more casinos in all the states but Vegas.
That's what I'm trying to say. We got more than all of them. We got more casinos, more. It's recreational around this. Well, they gon' well, you can smoke, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
A bunch of restaurants, and I think they trying to really, and being that we have the Thunder,
I mean,
I don't think they wanted the Thunder.
Country.
I want to tell y'all in the world something.
Two of the major highways go through Oklahoma.
Oh, no, what I'm finna say is this, and I want you to see if you agree with me. I don't believe the Thunder, Oklahoma City Thunder basketball team, really wanted to win the championship because I don't think that they felt like the market here was big enough yet, and that they couldn't cash in on the total event the way that a city would.
Now, if we would have won the championship, we would have.
Go ahead.
It would have been significant.
Yeah.
Man, Oklahoma is more major than what people really think. Think about it. We got people don't really know the significance of Tinker. Think about Tinker, Air Force.
That's the third largest Air Force base in the United States.
My theory is, if we was to ever go to nuclear war, we'd be top 3.
They're getting bombed.
Yeah, Oklahoma City would be top 3 because we got AWACS. Without AWACS, the military can't work without the AWACS planes doing radar around the world.
Oh man!
So those AWACS planes is a crucial part of the Air Force, of our military, is those AWACS planes. And strategically, we want to get rid of them motherfuckers. If you was going to war with America, strategically, you want to get rid of them.
So in other words, if you was Russia, you want
to get rid of the radar.
Oh, we shouldn't have said Russia. Lord, we right in the middle of some shit now.
Hey,
but what I'm saying is whoever though.
Think about it. You want to get rid of the radar.
Well, here's the thing. We want to protect them motherfuckers. So that's why that military come fuck with if you think you cold enough. I believe they got an arsenal around it too.
That's why they won't.
I believe they got an arsenal around it. You come mess with it if you think you can. I believe they'll get you before you get to it. Before you get to it, they'll get to.
Close Tinker, but I don't think they would ever close Tinker. Tinker is the main hub for AWACS.
That's right. And I bet you they got an arsenal waiting for anybody to try to come take it. Anyway, y'all, this is Razor Ready.
We got 3 military bases.
Well, hold on. It's Razor Ready and Razor Ready Conversations. Razor Ready Haircuts and Conversations, y'all, all right? My name is Mr. Razor Ready himself, and I'm gonna put this on there because I think it's just valuable information that YouTube can use. That's my little brother, y'all. That's my brother. He's always been kind of funny. He look at him, he have fun, free spirit. Hey, y'all have a nice day and peace. Peace, Adrian. Thanks for coming today, sir.